the people that we met here, 100 survivors, about 50 said that they are directly connected to your family. So when you come, it will be 200%.
Ich habe keiner gewiss, Elie, ich habe keiner gewiss, dass das eine gewaltige Größe
And the percentage will go up as you come here. We'll have to buy another hotel, I told the mayor. We will not have enough members. Okay? Okay, we start now. Dear Mr. Elie Wiesel, our honorable guest, I'm very pleased to really to say it in public to all the listeners and the viewers that we are fulfilling really your life project of memory of the Holocaust. About an hour ago, with the presence of many survivors of Sighet from all over the world, we opened up a special Holocaust cellar in the city of Sighet, thanks to the help and push of the mayor of Sighet, which I personally want to thank him, and thanks to the Claims Conference and to Wiesel Institute in Bucharest, and the Foundation of Romanian Property, which also helped us to do it, and to Limud, that all our members together managed to open today a special and unique museum, which is different from the museum which exists in your house, which is mainly about the life of the people of Sighet. What we opened today, it was really the worst moment which innocent Jews were called into the train station and were deported into Auschwitz. This is really the picture that we managed to go through the help of the Washington Holocaust Museum, that we go a rare picture that we saw today that a couple of people met the relative on the way to Auschwitz. This is by itself was worthwhile in the whole effort that we did, but the fulfillment of your dream that this center is going to be an educational center for all the non-Jews which exist. The mayor told me already a year ago, and he's going to fulfill it, that all the schools in Sighet and Marmarish will come here to this museum and we get a special education about what happened in the past in order that will never happen again. It's not just children and high school students, researchers, and open for the public domain that come to visit Sighet and to visit your house. So I think we have done something very important, which will be a sample as a part of what I say for the Claims Conference of Limud, that can be the first museum which we will open to educate the local citizen what happened 70 years ago, and it will not happen again. And we know in Hungary what the situation now, and we know in other places. We say it can never not happen again, it can. And that's why this museum has its importance. I would like, with your permission, to give to our chief editor of Jerusalem Post, Steve Lindy. I just will mention who else is in the room. We have the vice president of the Claims Conference, Mr. Ben Elgot, the head of the Survivors of the United Kingdom, the mayor, Mr. Nemesh. We have your friend, which you were in kindergarten together and school together before deportation, before in your childhood, Mr. Herman Kahn, that came all the way from Norway with another group of 60 to 80 survivors. And we have our journalist, Ynet representative, Achia Raved, Nathan Roy from the Jewish Agency website. We have Mordechai Chaimovich from Ma'ariv. We have Muki Adar from Israeli television. And I forgot anybody? No, and many friends. And I want lastly to thank Eli Yitzhaki, that was the project manager. He's a symbol of the Romanian contribution, Romanian Jewry to Israel. He was a child. His two brothers were sent to Auschwitz via Satamare, 3-4 years old. He grew up in Romania. He made Aliyah in the age of 19 from the village, what is called, Eli? Sehini. And he made Aliyah with another friend of his, Karel Unger. And they compete what they can do in Israel. Both end up colonel in the Israeli army. This is the small contribution of the Romanian Jewry to Israel. I would like now to introduce Steve Lindy, please.
Shalom, Professor Elie Wiesel. Can you hear us?
I can, absolutely.
It's a great honor for us, and we're grateful for this opportunity to discuss the historic opening of the first public Holocaust Learning Center in Romania in the cellar of your childhood home here in Sighet. What does this event mean for you?
Well, it is a cigarette that connected with me all my life. Something to do with any cigarette. As for the cellar, when I was a child, in the cellar we had wine. Only wine. We kept our wine there. I hope you found it. And I hope you drank it. Don't see too much. Romanian wine in kosher is very dangerous. You can get drunk. Look, what can I tell you? I've lived most of my life in Paris and then here in America. But cigarette has never left me. So much so that I drive my friends crazy. Whatever I say, somehow it brings me back. That's what them too. To Sighet. People think Sighet is a huge city, like a metropole, as large as Bucharest. Surely. And therefore they're convinced that there are hundreds and thousands of Jews there. There were millions of Jews before. It's a metropolitan. Now, I know what Sighet was. Kleinstädte. Nice little Jewish town. I think it's Jews. And that was one of them. And for me, it remained with me. The Shabbos in Sighet is really unlike any other Shabbos I had, except Shabbos in Jerusalem. The only comparison. The Shabbos in Sighet and Shabbos in Jerusalem. The only way here. The same Schreiber. And then the same Jews going to shul, coming back, learning to care about in the afternoon, Shabbat afternoon. It changed. So in my memory, Sighet is still here. It's true that one day I have to write about Sighet, which I haven't written yet. All the love, also at the same time the pain, naturally, the regrets. But then the childhood, that's my childhood. Who was in Sighet that day was said that I was actually born in Jerusalem. Then came the Romans and deported me to Lithuania, whatever it was. Same with me. I was born actually in Jerusalem, but every Jew was born in Jerusalem. And then somehow the destiny and history brought me to Sighet. And very glad I came to Sighet. Sighet became, because of Sighet, a place that many people know about, have no idea. There are very few Romanian cities or Hungarian cities that are as popular in the world today as Sighet. The leaders don't know. They know about Sighet more than in the Sighet people know, because imagination and fiction. In truth, I know that I was planning to come this year already. First of all kinds of reasons, but I really feel the 7th year, next year, will be the 7th year of my deportation from Sighet. That will be more symbolic. So Mr. Mayor and Luchaim, of course, to be there for the 7th year birthday. It will be a kind of pilgrimage to the origins of modern memory. One Jew from Sighet, who remembers Sighet, and who tries to do something for it and with it. Just as much as one can to bring back the holiness for the daily life. The poetry, but also the pragmatic and the sociological structure. There was so much about Sighet that can be said, and has been said already in some books, but not enough. So maybe with you, on television, we will do something very, very special for Sighet, about Sighet.
Well,
next time.
We say next year in Jerusalem, so now it will be next year in Sighet.
In Israel.
We are.
We will go to Sighet, and from there we all go to Jerusalem.
We are sitting, as you know, in your house, and you famously wrote about burying your gold watch in the garden. Can you share with us now, where did you bury the watch?
After 70 years, we should know.
No.
Came back for the first time. 20 years later, I came back to Sighet. Nobody knew it, scammed alone. Without telling anybody. And therefore, there was no police and nothing. Just I came alone for 20 years, 4 hours later. And there, I buried my gold watch, my wristwatch, under the tree. I found it and put it back. And I don't want anyone to find it.
On a more serious note, Professor Wiesel, do you think the world today has learned the lessons of the Shoah?
Not enough, but it has, but it will. First of all, remember, it has learned really, for the first time, thanks to the Eichmann trial, strangely enough, And before that, for the Kastner trial, there were two great trials in Israel. Kastner trial, I call them both. I was there both as a journalist. And I think at that time, in Israel, every single day, in every single newspaper, there was stories of the Shoah. Before that, it wasn't. There was taboo. People didn't talk about it. There was an embarrassment. Shoah is an embarrassment. Shoah is an embarrassment to humanity, to culture, to civilization. How did it happen? To this day, sociologists, philosophers, psychologists, everybody trying to understand how did it happen. Now we know how it happened, but we don't know why. Why did it happen? And this tragedy, unlike any other, really compared only to the second destruction of the temple. But otherwise, it's incredible, impossible, unimaginable. Why did that happen in the middle of civilized happen? We don't know. So many universities now, especially in America, are dealing with that subject. And when I come and speak to them, I ask one questions, I don't have the answer. Each time I come back to Sighet, I was born there. Had I been born in something Mali or in Colorado, I would have spoken with Colorado. But I know only Sighet. And to this day, I must tell you this, I said that it took me a Shabbos to Sighet, like Shabbos in Israel today. It's so special. It is so special. Walking the streets. In every street there was a living house. And we had, I think, 30 or 37 schools which he bought. 37 he bought in one year. And in every house that someone spent his life only to study. Show me another place in the world where you find that, only to study. So therefore, I idealize it naturally. That's what people tell me. In the name of Sighet, an ideal place, a kind of place inaccessible to anyone else who wasn't there. So much so that people become jealous. They say, why are you worse than Sighet? You know, of course they're not worse. I'm from Sighet, that's Sighet. But Sighet is special too. And I was there 3 times after the war. Each time I came back with a broken heart. It hasn't changed. First time I came back was 20 years, almost to the day after I left it. Nobody knew, I didn't tell any official, I was just walking the streets. Not this single house was missing. Everybody was there, except Jews. So it is maybe ironic, but also poetically just, that now, thanks to you at the time, to bring back Jews to Sighet. And I promise you, as I said, I hope that God will give strength to that. Next year, to my 70th year of liberation, we will meet together in Sighet again for the long weekend, the Shabbat. And we will walk in the streets, we'll sing our songs, and end them with our stories.
Ezrat Hashem. Professor Wiesel, I would like to now call upon some of my colleagues to ask you each a question. First, Achia Ravid from Ynet.
Thank you, Professor Wiesel. It would be okay if we can speak in Hebrew? אוקיי, אז רציתי לשאול, אנחנו בעצם 70 שנה אחרי המלחמה, 70 שנה של מלחמה בעצם שאתה והמדינה ואנחנו מנהלים באנטישמיות. השאלה שלי בעצם, האם המלחמה הזו, כפי שהדברים נראים בשנים האחרונות, היא מלחמה אבודה. אנחנו רואים את הדברים כפי שהם קורים ביוון, בצרפת ועכשיו בהונגריה. ברגע שיש איזשהו קושי, שוב האנטישמיות מרימה ראש, בעצם איך אפשר לעצור את זה? האם אתה מתכוון לעשות משהו בעניין?
יש אנטישמיות במדינה, שיש אנטישמים, אני בטוח. אבל תנועה אנטישמית, אני עדיין לא ראיתי ממש תנועה אנטישמית, תנועה המונית, תנועה עסיסית. יש אנטישמיות גדולה, זאת אומרת, יש שונאי ישראל, ואנחנו מבינים את זה, אנחנו אז נהיה שינה היום, נסקובנו בחיים, יש אנטישמיות, יש שנאה, אנחנו שונאים אותנו. ולפעמים שואלים אותי גויים ממש, קתולים, היה לי מהוויכוח בטלוויזיה הצרפתית, עם אחד קתול מאוד, קונסטנטיניה, מה זה חסמודר וכולי. למה שונאים אתכם? אז אני אומר לו, אנחנו לא צריכים לענות את זה, אתם השונאים. אמרו לי, למה אתם שונאים אותנו? אז הוא צדק. אבל שונאים אותנו. כתוב בחז"ל, עשיו שונא ליעקב, מה לעשות? עשיו שונא ליעקב, אבל מה למרות הכל? השנאה משתנה. אנחנו משתנה, העם היהודי משתנה. המנטליות היהודית השתנתה. הזיכרון היהודי נשאר אותו זיכרון, וזה העיקר.
Thank you. I'd like to now call on Moki Hadar from Channel 1, Israel Television.
We see lately in Israel some action by Israelis or Jews against Arabs, against people who doesn't think like them. We call it Tag Mechir in Israel, probably you heard about it. And what's your reaction to this? If I take an example, Amos Oz, the famous writer in Israel, say it's like neo-Nazi movement in Israel. What's your opinion?
Anyone who knows Israel, I know Israel. I never lived in Israel. I visit Israel at least 2 times a year. My heart is there. I can never agree with anyone who says that combine the words Nazism and Islam. It doesn't work together. Nazism was an ideology that hated Israel, that wanted to exterminate Israel. Israel is Israel. With all the problems there. With all of course the differences. And also some mistakes. But never compare. I would never compare Nazism.
And I call on Mordechai Chaimovich, journalist from Israel.
Good afternoon, Mr. Wiesel. On 1985, you made an open call and you urged President Reagan not to go to Bitburg, where 49 Waffen-SS were buried. Would it be a good idea to make a parallel address to President Obama and call him not to go on with his negotiations with Iran that doesn't hide her intentions to use the atomic weapons against Israel, to exterminate Israel?
My dear friend, I have done it already. I published a full-page advertisement in the New York Times and appealed to the president not to do it. But I am known for one thing. I'm trying to say what I have to say. But I cannot guarantee success. I speak, I write, I warn. But the president should listen to me. Even then when I said, don't go to people, he went to people. But I have to say, and here again, that doesn't mean that my relationship with the president's changed. They know that I will say what I have to say. The Jew that I am, from Sighet and Jews, and the Jews, can say certain things, but even when I know often that my words will not bring results, I have to say.
Thank you. Now I call on Natan Roy, who is also a journalist from Israel. Natan.
Yes. שלום. אני אשאל בעברית בכל זאת. אני מוביל מדי שנה ילדים ישראלים למחנות ההשמדה בפולין, והדבר המרכזי אשר כל הזמן פוגע בי זה בגלל שהם ילדים, אז הם אומרים את האמת, והם אומרים זה בלתי נתפס, אנחנו לא מבינים איך זה קרה. מתי לפי דעתך, פרופסור ויזל, אנחנו נבין מה קרה שם?
ידידי היקר, אמיתי היקר, גם אני הייתי פעם עיתונאי, גם אני לא מבין מה שקרה. אני יודע מה שקרה. אבל את האמת, אף אחד לא ידע. איך זה יכול היה לקרות? השאלות נשארו פתוחות. באמת איך זה? שבמאה ה-20 אנחנו, שעד כמה כבר היה מידע בכל המקומות, ידענו כל כך הרבה, איך שלא עשינו, אני לא מבין את זה. איך זה בכלל, שבאמצע אירופה, המטורפת, יש מדינה אחת, לא מדינה נוראה, נאצית, אבל מה איתם משתפות פעולה? שעזבו, ושגויים שראו אותנו, מוליכים אותנו לרכבת, מה? איך זה היה שאף שכן נוצרי לא משך ילד יהודי בתוך ביתו לפגישת עם? איך זה קרה? היו כאלה, עולים, אגב, גם מפרסות לפה, היו חסידי אומות העולם שעשו זאת, עוד כל כך מעולים. עד היום, אני לא מלמד את השטח הזה, אני מלמד פילוסופיה, תרבות וכתבת פילוסופיה. תאמין לי, אני שואל את השאלות ושואל, אין קושיות. אני מקווה שהקדוש ברוך הוא יודע את התשובות, אבל אין מתחילות. עד היום הזה, אפשר היה באמת להצילה, זה הדבר הכי נורא. אפשר היה למנוע את השמטת יהודי אירופה. אילו פתחו את השערים, פשוט מאוד. אילו הבריטים היו פותחים את השערים לארץ ישראל. גמרנו. איך זה? ולארצות אחרות, למה המספר, הוויזות באמריקה היא כל כך קטן לארצות אחרות? זה טמטום היסטורי, או טמטום של ההיסטוריה. כך, כשמשהו קרה, נתנו האדם היחידי שידע שהיה רוצח, משהו רוצח, וכלומר לא ידע. אם עכשיו אתה מסיק, אם אנחנו מסיקים, אני יודעים, אז, ב-2004, אנשים מובילים, ומה שזה אומר, אני מבטיח לך, שמחצית היהודים היו מוצאים, לפחות מחצית, לראות נוצחיות להסתפק. את הערים, אתה רואה את הערים מסביב, יכולנו להסתפק. איך זה שלא ידענו, לטעון את העולם מאמצע 44, אנחנו כתבנו. יש שאלות, ששנה הבאה כשנהיה בסיגט יחד, אני מקווה, יש הרשות אמיתית, אז נעלה את זה יחד ונשב לדבר על זה בעומק, כי ככה לחצי שעה אין מה להתעמק. אז יש השלכות, אבל יש צורך להתעמק, בסוף מטאפיזית, זה עניין מטאפיזית גם להיסטוריה. מה קרה? הסיגט זה רק סמל, סמל כל המאות ומאות עיירות אחרות, בפולין, באוקראינה, וכו', שעברו אותו כבר.
תודה רבה.
Professor Wiesel, Molly Blank is here from South Africa, and she's doing a documentary on the Jews of Sighet and on the 70 years since the Jews of Sighet were sent on transport trains to Auschwitz and other camps. Molly.
Hi. I started being interested in this because my great-grandfather and my grandfather was born in Sighet. So his name was, my great-grandfather's name was Aaron Blank. He ran the store. And I was wondering what you would ask third and fourth generation people from Sighet to do to keep alive the memory of the vibrant community and of survivors and of those we lost.
First of all, to remember, after all, to remember, with the Jewish people today, we must remember our need to remember. I think it is to me special that I was born in Sighet. That a Jew from Cluj should say the same thing. But from Sighet, because he must remember. That all of a sudden, it took us a few hundred years to build a community, a beautiful community. With its rich and its poor, with its institutions, with its rabbis and its students, and its merchants and its dreamers, a marvelous community. And we built it for 200 or 300 years. And all of a sudden, because the enemy had power, and the will, in a few weeks he disappeared. It took him 6 weeks. Which we should pass on, by Shavuot we were already in Auschwitz. How come that we in Sighet didn't know where they were taking us. The whole world knew, London knew, Washington, Geneva knew, Jerusalem knew. And they were sent actually, they were sent then from this back from Palestine to Romania and Hungary. Somehow they didn't reach Sighet. If they become somebody from Jerusalem, a Sharia, at that time a Sharia, Israel, and Palestine, they said, don't go. If one person comes and said, don't go. Go to the mountains, go to the neighbors, go to one of them. So remember, it was 1944. The war was almost over. The Germans had lost the war. And Germans, nevertheless, continued to kill Jews. They brought us there to be killed. And that part of the tragedy could have been prevented. People have been said, why wasn't it? So there are so many questions that remain open. And next year, when we come to Sighet, I hope, we will try to deepen that, split all that in depth. What does it mean historically, psychologically, and philosophically? What does it mean?
Thank you. With your permission, Professor Wiesel, I'll just call you your friend and journalist Yoel Rappel.
Question.
He would like
In
to.
English, for our viewers.
Shalom, Elie. I would like to ask a question about the different activities of you about the human rights. You are fighting for human rights all over the world. This is the international activity. Is this the outcome of the Holocaust, and what is the result of this unended fight?
So the human rights movement, and there is a movement, thank God, there is a movement all over the world for human rights. It is a consequence, a logical consequence of what we so poorly call Shoah or the Holocaust. So, because what was the violation, massive violation of human rights of so many people, children, only because of their object, their religion, and their Jewish. So, of course, human rights were involved in that, you can imagine, all over the world. But it began really with a concern, of course, for the memory. And what the victims really want today to be remembered. First, to be safe, but that to be remembered. And we are trying to do that. And I think that is what we are doing in Sighet. We want to remember. You bring there to my house to remember. It's not simply to come and see how I live there. I live like hundreds of other Jews, live in Sighet. They were neither too rich or too poor. Middle class family. Father was a merchant. Business. And across the street was a rabbi, near was a rabbi. Rabbi was surrounded by rabbis. Look, the shtetl, we called it the shtetl in literature, the shtetl high in Hebrew, disappeared. The Sighet also disappeared. Let's be honest. This Sighet today that you see is no longer that it used to be. It was filled with Jews from morning to evening. In the morning to see them go either to the marketplace to work, or most of the time to shul, say Kaddish or the Talmud, the same thing. It's not the same thing. Without the Jews, it cannot be the same thing. I went back for the first time 20 years after that. What actually was shocked. The city hasn't changed. Not a single house has changed. Except the Jews were not. So what we are trying to do is to bring back some Jewishness to Sighet. Thank God.
Thank you. And as we move towards the end, Ben Helfberg, the Vice President of the Claims Conference, would like to say a few words. Ben.
Hello, Elie. When I was asked by the client to come to Sighet, I did not know what I'm coming to. Now, when I arrived today into the home of the parents, there were about, I was told, about 99 second or third generation who came here. And what they had to say touched me very, very, very deeply. And I was thinking about you, I was so moved. And I thought if you would have been here, if you would have seen about what they had to say and how committed they were, it would have given me great pleasure. Because it took me over 25 years to encourage the second and third generation to take over from the survivors who came to England. And at last, we are making it. And having come here and having seen this, it gave me tremendous pleasure, because I will not encourage our second and third generation, because everybody is asking now, everybody is now asking what is going to happen if the survivors want to hear, who is going to tell the story what happened. And I believe you could make also a great, you start talking about it, it would be very helpful. Because I haven't heard, the United States, there are some, but they are not really too active. And unless they do this, I am worried very much that the Holocaust will become another genocide.
We're also, Professor Wiesel, are honored to have with us here today the mayor of Sighet, Videos Nemesh.
Hello, Professor Wiesel. I don't have a question. I wanted to say that 17 years ago, 4 trains from Sighet are left from the train station and arrived in Poland, in Auschwitz. We are waiting. We are waiting for 70 years those trains to come back. Today, I thank God that the nephews, sisters, brothers, they are come back from those who are not with us. You said that the Sighet is not more the same without Jewish. It's true. We don't want to change Sighet. Sighet is what we have because of you and thanks of the Jewish people. But we have your spirits here. And I want to thank for this. Thank you.
Finally, Professor Wiesel, your childhood friend Herman Kahn is here from Norway, and he would like to talk to you in Yiddish.
Okay.
Why English?
English. Yiddish redt sich. Elie, Nächten, Heimnächten, das heißt Frage kommen, wenn du was du gewesen, hast du gehabt eine gewaltige Sache nachher. Du hast übergelebt als Kind. Und du hast gesehen, wie also jeder sind gegangen von daheim in Schabbos, und heimgegangen von Schule, sind gegangen nach Heim. Das hast du kein sehen jetzt in dem Schabbos. Ich habe es allein gesehen, mitgegangen mit Jiden, mit Käppelach auf dem Kopf. Keiner hat seine gebadet. Ich habe gern diese Willen. Wir sind gegangen, Schabbos heim zu essen und zusammen mit anderen Jiden. Was doch sehr gefreut. Und ich meine, es ist eine sehr kluge Sache, dass sie kommen, in mir zu schauen, in den nächsten Jahren. Und wir müssen verstehen, klingen zum anderen in der Telefon gewählt.
Emil Hashem. Finally, I'll hand over back to Chaim. We want to thank you so much for giving us your valuable time. This has been so compelling and deeply moving. Thank you very much.
Elie, once again, Professor Wiesel, you inspire us. As the mayor have said it, you made the entire Sighet Elie Wiesel in spirit. And I can give you my commitment, like I did a year ago, that we are getting prepared for your visit a year from now, and we'll make it another big limud FSU conference, as we promised you last year, which it didn't come out. A year from now, we bring here 100 youngsters from all across the world that give you their life because they thank you what you have done for us for writing about the opening of the gate of the former Soviet Union. And thank God that the youngsters, together with the survivors, will hear from you how to fight anti-Semitism and to continue to make sure that whatever happened never will happen again. Thank you very much, Professor Wiesel.
All of you, all of you. cannot tell you how grateful I am to spend at least a half hour with you. You think that you are in Sighet and I'm not, there's something wrong. I should go to Sighet. Didn't you know what it is? I should go because it's my town. But should you go there? But good. But one day I can tell you, really I hope so, also. Next year, Mirza Hashem, I shall be together with you there for a Shabbat, for a long, long 3, 4, 5 days, who knows, as many as me, just to do everything we want to do, and we shall. It will be a journey of sadness, but also the joy. Alone, only sadness. Together, it's joy. So hi to you and all of your friends, my friends. Thank you very much.
שלום, שלום. שלום ותודה רבה. אלי, ירד השידור?
הפסקת השידור?